Hey everybody, AZ Badfish here. Welcome back to another episode on the Craftinomical SMP. So in the last episode, we built our advanced generator downstairs. I've done a few things since then, not a whole lot, but let's go check it out. So we built this, and actually one of the things I did almost immediately after I finished recording was I added a whole nother row of tree farms here, so that we're getting all kinds of logs, and that seems to be just enough to support what we've got going on here. So we've got a little bit of a buildup of wood here. We can see our syngas is full and the producer controller, which means that this is full, which means that this is full. So everything here is kind of backed up and it's operating as it's needed, which is what I wanted, right? I also put a weirding gadget here. I tore down everything from the lava farm that we had going on. And so I moved the weirding gadget out here, and yeah, we're doing pretty good with power. We can see we're about 660 short of being full, which makes sense because this is running, and this uses 660 RF per tick. So we take a look in here, and wow, yeah, this thing has been working. This is pretty full, which means that we need to do something about this. So we're going to set up some basic ore processing here in this episode. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here, but I've also got an interesting idea. I've got this destructor here. I really want a way to get a lot of items out of certain things, and I thought maybe coal would be one of them. But certainly emeralds. Now, these are not emeralds. They might look like emeralds, but they're not. I don't appreciate that they not only look like each other, but they didn't even give them their own texture. It looks almost exactly like emeralds. I guess if I kind of look at it, like these are the same texture, just slightly different colors, and it's slightly different texture than the emeralds, even though it's the same color. But if you're just kind of looking through this real quick, trying to find something specific, you might think that all this is emeralds, but it's not. So I've only got less than a stack of emeralds, and I'd like to get more than that. I'd like to get, because, if I run these through a pulverizer, I'll get 2 each, which is nice, but I'd much rather fortune all of these guys with fortune 3. So I was thinking about how we can do that, and it turns out there is a way. There is a thing. If we look up fortune, there is these Fortune 3 upgrades from Refined Storage, and those actually go inside the Destructor. So the Destructor can break blocks using Fortune 3, which is great. So we just need a Fortune 3 book, which is easy enough to do with our Enchanter from Ender.io, which is great. I love this block. It's almost like a magic block. So you put a book in, and oh wait, you need a book and quill. Need a book and quill, so we'll make one of those real fast. We'll put our book back in here. Let's grab this thing, click here, and perfect. I did have feathers. Running low on ink sacs though, but yeah. So you put your book and quill in here, and then for fortune you need emeralds and lapis, and to get fortune 3 you need 3 emeralds, 9 lapis, and 27 levels. I've got 36, so perfect. All right, so to get the upgrade, we actually need to make one of these upgrade thingies, which is some quartz enriched iron, improved processor, which is the gold one, and then you actually smash it together with the book and some redstone. So let me do that real quick, and I'll come back to you. Alright, got all the parts for it, so we can just do that. And yeah, I went ahead and made a bunch of speed upgrades for our solderer, so it moves quite a bit quicker now. So we've got this Fortune 3 upgrade, and what I'm thinking is I'm just going to use the mechanical user to place the blocks in front of the destructor, and the destructor will just break them and put them into the system. So let's go and check this out. Now I've already run a cable from up here all the way down to the bottom. So that is pretty handy, I suppose. So we'll need to grab some more cable, I think, and for now we'll just put it over here because I plan on moving this stuff manually. I guess we might need to place a block here, and then we'll grab our destructor. That. Sure, why not? Alright, And then we'll take our mechanical user and place it right here. And then inside of here, we just need to put our Fortune 3 upgrade. Now this, I believe, is like a whitelist. It's set to whitelist, which doesn't make any sense because there's nothing in here, and it still broke the cobblestone. But I guess since it's empty, it just defaults to everything. So that's pretty cool. Let's go up real quick and check how many emeralds we've got in the system, because I want to test this to make sure it works the way I think it does before we start messing with stuff. So we look at emerald. One single emerald. Perfect. Let's hop down. We'll grab one block and just see how it goes. So if I click on you, it's generic click. We want it to place block. Right click, random slot. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Random slot's fine. So bam, that gets broken. And now let's go up and see how many emeralds we've got. We should have, hopefully, oops, not fortune, emeralds. 5. Wow, we got 4 emeralds from that. So that is working exactly how I wanted it to work. So that's good. That's sort of auto-processing. I'm going to need a way to move the emeralds over here. And I might not even need to do that forever. Let's see how fast this thing goes. Yeah, that works pretty good. Hey, pimp song. So that's cool, but that's not the main thing that's going to be going on. So for our main ore processing, I'm going to set up something pretty similar, if you guys saw the last season, to what we had going on before. So what I had going on before, let's actually set up something so I don't have to dig too far into the walls. Maybe right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a row of pulverizers on top of a row of redstone furnaces. Now I do have upgrades for all of these other guys. And then we'll probably have, we're going to need another pulverizer probably right here. It's probably where it's going to go. Let's make sure we don't spawn any monsters down here. How's our F7? Looking good. I don't see any spawnable spaces. And it is turned on. So, good. Excuse me. So, now what we've got to do, we're going to go ahead and upgrade all of these guys. So, hardened. And this one I had actually already made for something else. So, it's already upgraded to the reinforced level. So, we'll just get all these caught up. Alright. We can break all this cobblestone back here. Perfect. So now what I've got to do, actually this might need to move over by 1. Probably will. Just so that we can have a little bit of space to work with. So we'll go ahead and set all these up to pull from the top and push down to the bottom. So give me 1 second. Oh, we're just going to go in here. We'll shift click this. Blue is in. And orange is out. Or yellow is out, right? So we're going to do that for all of these. For all of them, actually. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to make sure that both of these, actually, I want to make sure that it's just this for right now. For right now, it's going to be red on the bottom. That way we only get the main output. So blue on top. Ah, man, it's 1 click. Red on the bottom. Okay, perfect. And this is not quite. So if I shift right click there, and there we go. Oh, because that one was already configured. Alright, so I'm going to finish these up. Alright, it took me a minute to kind of think about what I was actually doing here. So, what I've got configured here is the pulverizer will pull from the top and push the main item out the bottom and the secondary item out the back. And the reason for that is that we're going to have to mess with this, I think. And we're also going to need a chest, some kind of buffer chest down here at the bottom, probably over here, so we could put a filter on it. But what's going to happen is, occasionally the pulverizer, you get a secondary item. Now, in most cases, it's another item that can be smelted. Trying to think of an example, like I can't think of any off the top of my head, but most of the time it's something that can be smelted. But in some cases, it's an item that cannot be smelted. And that one I can think of. Sometimes if you pulverize gold, you get cinnabar. And that cinnabar cannot be smelted. So that's just going to get stuck in here. So we need a way for that to come out. So that's why I've got this inputting or outputting out the back. And then the redstone furnaces, they pull from the top and from the back and then push out the bottom. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have some... I don't know if I actually need servos for these or not. I actually don't think I do. So what's going to happen is the items are going to come out. I'm going to connect these all up with signalum plated item ducts. So we can go ahead and do that. If we just do this, like I said, we'll find out if I actually need servos or not. I don't think that I do, because this is all thermal expansion and this is auto input and stuff like that. Let me actually make sure that's not what I wanted. Redstone control is not what I wanted. Configuration, auto input. We want all this stuff to be enabled. So input enabled, output enabled. Yes. Okay. So let me make sure all that's turned on correctly. It looks like output is enabled, but input is disabled. So we'll make sure all these are good to go. So now I should not need any servos or anything like that. So the items will come out, go into the right things, and then once they're done, we will pull from the bottom. So we're going to run an item duct along here like this. And I'm pretty sure that with all of the autos set up, we should, again, not need any servos. But in case we do, I've got a few that we can use. Now, we'll need some sort of buffer chest here. And actually, we don't even need it right there. We can put the buffer chest directly next to it. So let's go grab a chest. Do I have any already? Oh, man, I always do that. Do I have any already made up? I do. I have one. And that's all we really need, because we just need a place really so that we can put filters on the back. So, and actually I don't even know if we need filters, as long as we connect to the bottom here. I'm just trying to think it out in my head. So like if we pulverize some gold and we get pulverized gold and cinnabar, the gold is going to go straight down into the redstone furnace, and then it'll get smelted into ingots, and then it'll get pushed down into this pipe, which the only place it has to go is the chest. The cinnabar will get pushed out the back into this series of pipes, but the only place, well, right now it has no place to go. But if I connected it here like this, the only place it's got to go is the chest. So I think that might work. I might not even need to mess with filters and stuff like that. I kind of want to, for item flow purposes, we'll just connect all of them like that, just so that we don't have items floating around back and forth in here. I don't think that'll cause a problem, but this should be fine. So, and of course, the reason we use signalum plated item duct back here is so that we can connect everything to a power source, because signalum plated means it moves power and items, or fluids if it was fluid duct. And of course we've got a power cell here, but I don't think I want to run a power line all the way across, because I'm already going to be running a whole bunch of item ducts across. Alright, so now what we've got to do is set up do I want to set up a pre-buffer chest? I don't think that's necessarily a... because then I could just run one item duct across into a chest. first of all, let's put our power cell down. So now all these things are getting power, and then once they fill up with power, they will, this will kind of chill out and start building up power again. It's also now got a total of 5 million, which is nice. So if I put a chest here, that might be better, because then I can just put one. Yep, let's go grab another chest. Grab another chest. No problem. I'm trying to be smart about all of this, in case that wasn't entirely clear. But I'm trying to think about this as I go, because I've also got all these compacting drawers that are empty, and I want to make sure that that I don't flood them with stuff. That's why they're locked right now. I want there to be a buffer chest because for a while it's going to be kind of a manual process to get everything working the way I want it to work, and I know that, but until I can I might want to upgrade that to like an iron chest or something like that, but we can work with this for now. So I want to make sure that we pull items from this crate into this chest. That way the void ore miner can continually work even if we're got a whole bunch of stuff. Then we need to set up a bunch of filters. That's why I actually have all these signalum servos, so that I can put them on whitelist and only pull stuff I want in a specific direction. And if I've got a buffer chest here, I can see all the things that are not accounted for yet. So the way this is going to work is we're going to have, for instance, let me put this here. We'll put our signalum servo on it. We'll set it to whitelist. I mean, none of this stuff should really matter, but we can ignore NBT and metadata. And now I've got slots for 12 things here. So I can pull out 12 different items. And, because it's a chest, I can use multiple things here. So I can pull it out from all sides, basically. So then what we'll do is we'll run the main. Do I want it to go to the top? I don't think so. I think I want it to come into the side. That way I can also pull items from the top. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and put that there. Disconnect it now. Okay. So then we put, I might as well, because I can make more signalum servos. That's not a big deal. So ignore all the things, blacklist nothing. So hit go, right? And now we should start seeing items come from the crate, and they'll end up in the chest. And eventually the chest will fill up and the items will stop. I think that's what's going to happen. At least I hope that's what's going to happen. Because if it doesn't have anywhere to put the items, it should not pull anymore. Yeah, very good. It's kind of smart that way. All right, so then what we're going to do is items that we want to go get pulverized and smelted are going to go in this filter. And then we're going to have another one that's for things that don't need to get smelted, but we still want to get pulverized. So stuff like lapis, for instance. We could say changes to whitelist, do all those things, and put signalum servo, or put the lapis in there. We'll go ahead and activate it. And we'll connect it up. Oh, but this needs power. That's okay. Let's run up and grab a power cable. Forgot about that. Grab some leadstone. Head back down. I really need to get some wireless crafting going. But I should just be able to do something like this. Connect you, you, and you. There we go. So now this should be full of lapis. Very nice. We can go ahead and put this back in here, actually. So now anything that we want to get pulverized, but not necessarily smelted, we'll put on to this filter, and that'll come down and get pulverized, and then that stuff will come into the chest, and then yeah, see, it's auto outputting, so I don't need a servo or anything like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to set up this ender chest here. I've already labeled this black, black, white and locked it with a diamond, so we shouldn't have any problems with stuff going in that's not ours. And we'll put a servo on you, and we're just going to blacklist nothing because we want basically everything in this chest to come out. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of lapis building up here. And all these buffer chests are going to be nice so that I can see manually if I ever have a problem. If there's an item that's not accounted for, something like that, it'll get stuck somewhere and I'll be able to see it. So now what we need to do is we need to have an importer. Yes, from refined storage. Now, I actually don't think I want an importer just yet. We're gonna need one eventually, for sure. So I guess I can make one later. We need a destruction core and another improved processor, which is fine. But for now, I think all I want is to have this chest somewhere where I can see it. Somewhere close by. So I can go, okay, yeah, I've got lapis in here, which is good. I've already got a drawer for that. So we don't need to add another one. But as stuff comes in that I want to keep in a compacting drawer that I don't have a drawer for, I can, just make more drawers or add it to the drawer manually. And then once we start getting a bunch of stuff that has drawers, we can just leave it. So I think that is a good way to go about things. In fact, I could temporarily just set up something. Let's grab a servo. It does not need to be signalum. What am I missing? Iron for real? Oh, that's kind of silly. Do I have any? I got 10 in there. Oh, but you know what? I have some down here. Just enough. I just need one servo. Okay, servo. Put that away. With one servo, we can pull items from here like this. Now it's only going to go in there if it has a drawer for it, because these are locked. So any items that already have a drawer. Oh, can I not pull from one of these ender chests? Oh, I can. It's just very slow. Okay, that's not a problem. Maybe, you know what? Maybe just for the sake of... Oh, whoops. No, on the front. Silly game. Okay, give me this. Maybe just for the sake of... See, I told you. Always do that. Always do it. I know I have some signalum. I made a whole bunch, so I was prepared in case I needed more. You, blacklist nothing, and enable. Okay. So now we should see this stuff clearing out much quicker. Now everything that's already got a drawer is going to get cleared out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand around for a while, and I'm going to fix all this stuff up to be kind of how we want it. So like coal, for instance, it's going to get added to this filter. And anything that needs to get smelted is going to get added to this filter. Stuff like that. So for instance, I know that I'm going to want to smelt silver, copper. Copper's a good one. You can get added to the filter. So now, once I enable it, should be seeing... Whoa, hey, what? Iridium, why are you... Is it because it's auto input? I think that's what happened. That should not have happened, though. That's really weird that it did that. I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna go back in here, and for these top ones, we're gonna take auto input off. We don't want that. Okay, good to know. So now we should only be getting stuff that is on the list. And since those things are on the list, are already in here, we'll just go ahead and add them. Easy peasy. Alright, so I'm going to do this for a while, and I'll come back to you guys. Well, this is interesting. Having a lot of problems with this, actually. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It seems to be completely ignoring my filters. I've taken all these off. I'm telling it to use the metadata, use NBT, use OR dictionary, use the mod owner. Normally I would turn all these off, but what's happening is I've got diamonds in here, I've got redstone in here, which is clogging up the system. Those things are not on this whitelist, so they should not be coming across the top here, but they are. Those things are here, but I mean, I've added them after. I've also added 2 more pulverizers here because there's so many silenced gems ores that do not need to be smelted that it's causing me issues. So yeah, see, this is not part of the filter. Black diamond ore. It's not here. But because I've got some other silenced gem stuff in here, I don't even have silenced gems. I've got biomes aplenty. So I don't understand what's going on. It's just like making it up as it goes. It's like completely ignoring the filters that I've got set up here. What's interesting is one of the items that's here, I've also set up just go straight to the system side here. And one of the things that I put in here is mana infused ore, because as far as I know, this is completely useless. So I don't even want to mess with it. I don't want it clogging up my system. But as soon as I put that in here, all of these things that are also thermal foundations start going over there, which is super annoying. So I don't understand what's going on. These things should be working, but they're not. It's completely ignoring all of my filters, so all of this is messed up at the moment. Really not sure what to do about that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit here for a while and let all of this that can be processed get processed, and then I don't know. I think I might go look at Ender IO cables. Probably is what I'm going to do. Alright, so it's been a little while since the last clip. Naragath popped on shortly after I finished recording and headed over to give me a second set of eyes for things. And that seems to have done the trick, I suppose, because all my filters are working now. I'm really not sure what happened the first time. You guys saw it. At one point I had all these things checked. When I first tried it, I only had this one checked, the ignore mod owner, which is the default setting. I even broke all these things and replaced them, but they are working now, so I'm not complaining. So we're going to leave it the way it is for now. We'll get into Ender IO later, but yeah, I wanted to show you. It's been about 24 hours, actually, since the last clip, so all of these things have gone through and done their thing. I've got 2 filters on the bottom. This one is set to ignore mod owner, and this is pulling out stuff that needs to get smashed up. Just pulverized, we don't need to cook it, basically. And this one, though, is set to use the mod owner, so that anything that is silenced gems or biomes of plenty will get pulled out. And that way I only need these 2 things rather than having a ton of different items in the filters, because as we saw earlier, there is a lot of stuff. This thing was full of silenced gems ores. But that's all been sorted out now. I've also added a line on the top that goes all the way over to our mechanical user setup with the fortune destructor. And this thing is pulling out dimensional shard ores and emerald ores. So that's pretty cool. And everything that cannot get processed is getting pulled out of here and going straight into our chest. Now, it's been about 24 hours, as I said, and this is the only stuff that's in here, which to me says that I think we're good for the final step. for the final step, which is pretty simple. We'll check this chest. It is empty. So I can actually probably remove this chest. I'll probably do that off camera because I'll need to deactivate all these machines to make sure it's not running so we don't get stuff getting backed up. But we'll turn everything up. We'll turn all these machines off, remove the chest, and probably just move this chest to be right here where that is. So upstairs, I've added a few more drawers for all of our Silence Gems things. These all have one upgrade in them, I believe. Now, I did swap the laser lens downstairs to be a lime laser lens so that we can get a bunch more emeralds. And we're doing pretty good on emeralds now. So that makes me happy. So the last thing we got to do is I'm going to make an importer and move this chest and put it right here with an importer on it. Maybe it'll go up here. That way we can kind of get rid of this ugliness that's right here. Alright, so we'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. All set up, all cleaned up, and I think we're done with this project. I think the episode's running a little bit long. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's not too boring. I know it's a lot of me just talking. But yeah, I'm happy with the way that's turned out. I was getting a little frustrated there earlier when my filters and stuff weren't working, but all that seems to be okay. So this thing, though, I'm leaving it here. I mean, it's not really necessary, but if I ever do need more space for this stuff, which I don't think I'm going to, but, you know, I've only got one slot left, so if I need another slot to of items that need to get smelted, then I can add it here. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it there. Hope you guys did enjoy that episode. If you did, leave me a like, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Check out the links in the description. There's a bunch of members on the server. They're all doing really cool stuff. And yeah, until next time, this is AZ Badfish signing out. See you later. Bye-bye.